The 2003 Bands of America National Concert Band Festival was brought to you by our national presenting sponsor, the Yamaha Corporation of America. Play the very best you can. And corporate sponsors, the Pearl Corporation, the best reason to play drums. TotalPort, build your website in minutes with TotalPort. And U.S. Airways. The Bands of America National Concert Band Festival and National Percussion Festival, presented by Yamaha, bring together some of the nation's finest ensembles in a celebration of musical excellence. In an atmosphere of mutual commitment to musical artistry and a desire to learn from acclaimed music educators, performing ensembles at the festival are challenged to reach greater levels of performance. In 2003, 20 concert bands and 7 percussion ensembles came together for this 3-day non-competitive festival, offering a chance to share ideas, experiences, and the love of music without the pressures of trophies or scores. Concerts were held at Clues Memorial Hall, home to some of Indianapolis's most famous concerts and musicals, and at the Indiana Historical Society. The beautiful Marriott downtown hosted the event and was the venue for many festival functions. It was here that students participated in workshops and clinics taught by some of the country's finest professional musicians and applied faculty. Invited ensembles were carefully selected through taped auditions and are now recognized as having achieved the highest level of performance in the nation. In addition, students from around the country auditioned and were chosen as members of the Honor Band of America, conducted in 2003 by Dr. Mallory Thompson, Director of Bands and Professor of Music at Northwestern University, with featured guest soloist Charles Geyer. The Honor Band of America has been recognized as one of the finest honor ensembles in the country. So sit back and enjoy some of the finest concert band and percussion ensemble performances in America.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Clues Memorial Hall and the 2003 Honor Band of America concert, part of the 12th annual Bands of America National Concert Band Festival presented by Yamaha. My name is Carl Grapentine, the host of the morning program at WFMT, the classical music station in Chicago, and also for the last 33 years, the voice of the University of Michigan bands. It's been my pleasure to serve as Master of Ceremonies once again for this year's festival. Over the course of the festival, we've seen many of the top high school concert bands and percussion ensembles from around the United States perform here on this stage and also at the Indiana Historical Society. The months of rehearsal have certainly paid off. The performances this weekend have surely been some of the finest concert band performances in the nation. Tonight, we are proud to present to you the 2003 Honor Band of America, conducted by Dr. Mallory Thompson. The Honor Band of America is a collection of some of the finest high school musicians from across the nation. 35 states are represented by the ensemble this year, and they're brought together under the distinguished baton of Mallory Thompson, Director of Bands at Northwestern University. Prior to this weekend, most of these students had never even met each other, let alone performed together. Much of their time over the past 3 days has been spent in rehearsal, not only working on the music, but also getting to know each other. Under Dr. Thompson's direction, they've worked many hours to produce what promises to be an outstanding concert. The Honor Band of America's program this evening will include the following selections: Festive Overture by Dmitri Shostakovich, Allerseelen by Richard Strauss, the Concerto for Trumpet by Johann Nepomuk-Hummel with soloist Charles Geyer, Florentiner March by Julius Fuchik with guest conductor Frederick Fennell, Variations on America by Charles Ives, and the finale from the Symphony No. 2 by David Maslanka. The festive overture by Shostakovich was composed in 1954. Its premiere in America was given by Maurice Abravanel and the Utah Symphony in 1955. A Russian band version of the overture was released in 1958, and that utilized the standard instrumentation of the Russian military band, complete with sax horns. This new edition has been scored for the instrumentation of the American Symphonic Band. Ladies and gentlemen, Bands of America and the Yamaha Corporation of America are proud to present the Honor Band of America. Will you welcome, please, our conductor, Dr. Mallory Thompson. Richard Strauss had a lifelong love affair with the human voice. 15 operas were to fill and dominate his life, and yet he's still best known for his masterworks for large orchestral forces. Next, we will hear a transcription of one of Strauss's songs, Allerseelen, which means All Souls Day. Frederick Fennell writes in the program notes, Allerseelen has been standard band fare since it was first published in 1955. In this new full score edition, we hope it may continue to grant the player, conductor, and the listener something of the rewarding musical experience offered in the Strauss original. Here is Richard Strauss's song, Allerseelen, All Souls Day. The composer Johann Nepomuk Hummel lived during one of the most interesting and brilliant periods in music history. His circle of acquaintances reads like a who's who of the late 18th and early 19th century. He was a student of Mozart, Clementi, Albrechtsberger, and Salieri, a protege of Haydn, a friend of Beethoven, Cherubini, Weber, and Chopin, and a teacher of Czerny, Hiller, Henselt, and Thalberg. Anton Weidinger had just invented the keyed trumpet in an attempt to free the trumpet from the limitations of the natural harmonic series and give it a more or less chromatic scale. The Concerto for Trumpet and Orchestra was first performed with Weidinger as the soloist New Year's Day 1804. Our guest trumpet soloist is Mr. Charles Geyer, professor of trumpet studies at Northwestern University, and he joins the honor band for tonight's performance of the Concerto for Trumpet by Johann Nepomuk Hummel. Will you welcome, please, Charles Geyer and Mallory Thompson. The Florentiner March is one of more than 240 compositions by the Czech composer and bandmaster Julius Fučík. His incomparable up-tempo music, Thunder and Blazes, or The Entrance and the Gladiators, have meant instant circus for the past 75 years. Ladies and gentlemen, to conduct the Florentiner March, we welcome to the podium, in his first appearance at the National Concert Band Festival since conducting the very first Honor Band of America in 1992, will you welcome, please, Dr. Frederick Fennell.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chuck Henson with Bands of America, and tonight you get to witness history. It's been our dream for several years to establish a Bands of America Hall of Fame, to recognize the icons who have made significant contributions to Bands of America and have shaped the band activity and music education in America. Tonight's first 6 inductees represent an amazing cross-section of contributions and have left an indelible mark on the state of the band world as it is today. To be of the stature these individuals have achieved takes a lifetime of commitment, dedication, and a deep love of music. Their life's work speaks clearly to their commitment to all of band and music education. Let's reflect a moment on the lives and contributions of our Hall of Fame inductees. L.J. Hancock served as band director at Norwin Senior High School from 1976 until 2001 and acted as music department chairman for several years. L.J. was an integral part of Bands of America for more than 2 decades. His Norwin band was the 1982 Grand National Champion and won several regional championships. Thousands knew and loved him as camp director at the Bands of America Summer Band Symposium, a position he took on in 1989. He also served for many years on Bands of America's advisory board. Mr. Hancock dedicated his entire life to educating and creating opportunities for all students. He was awarded the diploma of the Sudler Order of Merit by the John Philip Sousa Foundation. He was recently named a Lowell Mason Fellow by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, at a ceremony in Washington, D.C. He taught at Duquesne University, was named a Who's Who among American teachers, as well as to Outstanding Men of America, and named the 2001 Outstanding Educator at Norwin High School. Throughout his career, Mr. Hancock influenced thousands of students, educators, and musicians. His example inspired many of his students to pursue music as their career. Mr. Scott McCormick, Bands of America President and CEO, will present the 2003 Hall of Fame Awards. Some of tonight's honorees are with us tonight, and others, like Mr. Hancock, with us in spirit. Their representatives will accept on their behalf. We'd like to take a moment to recognize LJ's parents, Lou and Joanne Hancock, who are here in the audience with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, representing Mr. LJ Hancock, his sister, Miss Linda Hancock. Colonel Truman W. Crawford, commander of the Commandant's Own United States Marine Drum and Bugle Corps from 1973 until retiring in 1998. Colonel Crawford's influence extended well beyond the Marines. At points in the 1960s and 1970s, virtually every championship drum and bugle corps in the country was playing one of the hundreds of arrangements he made. Colonel Crawford started his career in the U.S. Air Force Drum and Bugle Corps and quickly became the Corps' musical director and senior non-commissioned officer. The unit was disbanded in 1963. He moved to Chicago to run a music store, continued to arrange and consult with civilian drum and bugle corps. Based on his reputation, he was asked to join the Marines in 1967 as chief musical arranger. During his tenure there, he jazzed up the playlist with show tunes and other popular music and instituted a slide and glide style of marching that was a cool display of military efficiency. For the Drum and Bugle Corps, he was our John Philip Sousa, says Michael H. Gardner, who had been in the Corps, their drum major under Colonel Crawford. He was also a great friend of and influence on Bands of America. As our nation sends prayers to our troops in the Middle East, Bands of America is particularly honored to recognize Colonel Crawford, who proudly served his country for so many years. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, representing Colonel Truman Crawford, his good friend, Mr. Larry McCormick. John P. Painter was director of bands at Northwestern University from 1953 until his death in 1996. He enrolled in the School of Music at Northwestern in 1946 and earned a bachelor's degree in music and a master's degree in theory and composition. At age 23, he was appointed to the full-time faculty. In 1951, became director of the marching band, assistant director of bands, and instructor of theory. 2 years later, he succeeded Glenn Cliff Bainham as director of bands, becoming only the second person to hold this post at Northwestern University. He also served the School of Music as professor of conducting, taught courses in conducting and band arranging, and conducted many of the university's musical productions. Mr. Painter was awarded many awards and honors from distinguished societies. In addition, in August of 1987, he was chosen as one of the inaugural recipients of the Northwestern University Alumni Association Excellence in Teaching Award. In June of 1992, DePaul University awarded him an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree. Mr. Painter was the host of the first Bands of America National Concert Band Festival in 1992 at Northwestern University. He was active proponent of new music commissions, and the Ravelli Foundation named its new music commissioning efforts after him, the Painter Project. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, representing Mr. John Painter, his wife, Miss Marietta Painter. When the history of instrumental music education of the 20th century is written, the name William D. Ravelli will be everywhere and inescapable. At the time of his death in 1994, at the age of 92, he was regarded as one of the great music educators and band conductors of the century. During his long career, he'd received every honor and accolade imaginable. Ravelli was on a first-name basis with the likes of Percy Granger, Carol Husa, Morton Gold, Vincent Persichetti, Eugene Ormandy, William Schumann, Gunther Schuller, Jean-Paul Rampal, and a host of others whose names read like a who's who of music. Ravelli's teaching career at Hobart High School, it's legendary. Under his direction, the Hobart Band was named a champion at the prestigious National Band Contest in 1930 and 31, and again in 1933-34. Dr. Ravelli was director of bands at the University of Michigan for 37 years until his retirement. His bands traveled worldwide, and Ravelli's influence is still felt in band halls today. Dr. Ravelli was instrumental in the creation of the Bands of America National Concert Band Festival. His generous input and guidance was invaluable in the shaping of this prestigious event. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, representing Dr. William D. Ravelli, Mr. Carl Grapentine, longtime voice of the University of Michigan Bands and our MC for the 2003 National Concert Band Festival. Larry McCormick is the founder of Bands of America. In 1975, he created the Bands of America organization as an educational division of his company and served on the board of directors for many years. Now president of Sharper Video Productions, Larry has over 40 years history and experience of serving the world of bands and music education. His start was as a music director in public schools, and he soon became a respected authority and author on several books on percussion. Larry instructed numerous champion drum corps, including the World Champion Cavaliers, and was an innovator of being one of the first to develop the use of video for music instruction in his How-To instructional series. In 1984, Mr. McCormick decided to focus his time and talents on educational videos for the band world. He divided his three companies, McCormick's, Sharper Video Productions, and Bands of America, selling all of his interest in McCormick's enterprises to his key employee, and turned over the operation of Bands of America to his sons so that he could put all of his energies into the creative aspects of his master teacher videos for music education. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Larry McCormick. Dr. Frederick Fennell, who we were honored to watch conduct on the first half of the Honor Band concert, is one of the world's most active and innovative maestros. This globe-trotting octogenarian is principal guest conductor of the Dallas Wind Symphony, principal conductor of the Tokyo Kosai Wind Orchestra in Japan, and professor emeritus at the University of Miami School of Music. The internationally acclaimed conductor is widely regarded as the leader of the wind ensemble music movement in this country, is one of America's most recorded living American classical conductors, and is a pioneer in various methods of recording. While maintaining obvious devotion to band and its music, he has pursued such illustrious and wide-ranging activities as conductor of orchestra, opera, and popular repertoire. He has made guest conducting appearances with symphony orchestras and bands all over the world. Through the years, Dr. Fennell has risen to legendary status in the world of music, and this is reflected in the honors bestowed upon him. These include an honorary Doctorate of Music degree from Oklahoma City University, membership in the Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, honorary chief status in the Kiowa tribe, and a fellow in the Company of Military Historians. He is a part of this festival's history, having served as the first conductor of the Honor Band of America. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Dr. Frederick Fennell. Ladies and gentlemen, as all of our 2003 recipients come back onto the stage, please join us in recognizing the first inductees of the Bands of America Hall of Fame.
The Variations on America was composed originally as an organ work in 1891 when Ives was just 17 years old and was already getting in trouble with the congregation where he played the organ. It was later orchestrated by American composer William Schumann and transcribed for band by William Rhodes in 1967, first performed by the University of New Mexico Wind Ensemble, conducted by Mr. Rhodes. To conduct the very witty Variations on America, will you welcome, please, once again, our conductor, Dr. Mallory Thompson. The Symphony No. 2 by David Maslanka was commissioned in 1983 by the Big Ten Band Directors Association and was finished in February of 1986. The finale was premiered by Myron Welch and the University of Iowa Symphony Band. That was at the 1985 CBDNA convention in Boulder, Colorado. And the first complete performance was by John P. Painter and the combined Northwestern University Symphonic Band and Wind Ensemble at the 1987 CBDNA conference in Evanston, Illinois. Dedicated to Maslanka's teacher and friend H. Owen Reed on his 75th birthday, the movements include Moderato, Deep River, and the Allegro Molto, which we will hear. By an interesting coincidence, Maslanka was completing the Deep River movement at almost the same hour as the Challenger space shuttle explosion, which was January 28, 1986. He immediately made a decision to dedicate that movement to the 7 astronauts who lost their lives in that tragic accident. To conclude tonight's concert, Dr. Mallory Thompson and the Honor Band of America, the finale from the Symphony No. 2 by David Maslanka.
Thank you.